Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Camille again. And I'm going to lead you through this third in a video series about how to use the Slack app for the HeartTouch project team. So today we're going to talk about customizing your Slack app and where to find help on Slack. So let's get started. So what we're going to cover in this video is editing your profile, account settings, setting your preferences, what are notifications and how to set them, and where to find more help on Slack, actually. So editing your profile. So Slack is a really simple application. And so I just want to remind everybody again, we have basically three panels here. This first panel all the way over to the left is where you're going to find the Slack team, and we're called the HeartTouch Project. You can see it up here. You're going to see right below that my name, which has a light by it, which means I'm active. And then you're going to see a little conversation about all threads, any starred channels. Here are the channels, and then here are the direct messages who I can send people to. Okay? The middle panel here is where the actual conversation happens. And then finally, over in this area here, you're going to see the panel details where it says, where it hides details or shows the details. If I close out of this, again, you'll just see the entire thread panel. And then if I hit show details, it'll talk about any pinned items, what this channel is all about, who's the members, any shared files, and notification preferences. So let me show you how to, that's just kind of a review. So let me show you about your profile. So the minute I click on my name, you're going to see my name, the picture that I uploaded, what my username is. So I just put Camille and my username is Camille. And then here's how you click on, when you click on profile and account, right over here to the right will come up with the settings. So if I wanted to edit my profile, I hit edit profile. And what will come up is I can change my first name, my last name. I can put in here what I do. You can put your phone number, and the phone number is for anybody that wants to connect with your team members through Slack, because you can actually call through the application directly. Okay, then you want to put the time zone, make sure it's set at Pacific time, and then if you want to Skype anybody, you can connect your Skype to actually Slack. And then over here, right at the bottom, you want to save the changes. Okay, so that's the profile. Now let's look at account settings. So account settings are in the same profile page here with this little cog, this little gear. And all I have to do is click on it, and my account settings will come up. And this is kind of your main dashboard or panel to even get to your notifications. So here's the profile again. That should look familiar with the settings. There you go. So we're going to look at actual settings. So I can actually change my username here. So I can up to 21 characters. Just note that you cannot change your username more than twice per hour, which I find kind of fascinating. Who would change it that much? But you know, you never know. Remember, this is for tech coders, so they're a fun lot. And then you can also change your password here. So let's close those. Don't worry about two-factor authentication. You don't have to worry about that. Email address, if I want to change my email address of where I want to send notifications, you can change that. The time zone should always be Pacific. Do not worry about the gateways or signing out all other sessions. Those we don't have. We're only part of one team, so and there's only, most of you are only part of one or two channels, so we don't have to worry about that last part. So that is settings. Let's look at the next one here. So preferences. This is really interesting. So preferences, if I hit on this cog again on the account settings, you're going to see, oh, let me go back. Sorry, that was wrong. Let me click out of here. Oop, click out. Go back to here. There we go. There we go. Preferences is under my name here, and then you'll see Preferences. So Preferences is not under the cog, but under your account name. So if I go to Preferences, you're going to see again these different things we're going to scroll through here in a minute. But let's start with notifications. So notifications is how you are notified when someone sends you a direct message or when somebody posts something on Slack. Since we are using this application for updates or communicating with one another, you should click All Activity. I wouldn't necessarily click on only direct messages, even though they say it's recommended. Remember, again, this is for coders, and they don't want to get all the activity because they're part of like 20 channels, and that would just be too much to filter through. So I would hit All Activity, and then the next one down here, you can set what sound shows up on your phone. If you don't want, and you want to mute all the sounds, that's fine, or you want to put none, either or. You can, the notification display, so I show the message text in notifications. So you can also uncheck it for privacy, but it will automatically kind of come up, the message will automatically come up. So that's a preference. Threads, you don't have to, since we're not following threads, you don't have to worry about notify you of any threads for any replies on that, so don't worry about that. And then as far as the flash window, you don't have to worry about that. I would just say when left idle, it's inactive for 10 seconds. And then any highlighted words, again, you don't have to worry about that because we're only part of, most of you are only part of 1 or 2 channels. So that's notifications. The Windows app is for if you're on your desktop, or which is desktop. You can launch it on login. Some of you are most of you are Mac users, but this is where you would set if you were a Windows. Message and media. This is interesting. So the message display, you can put clean, which I have it here, and then if you do compact, it kind of takes out all the little fancy little icons. So I like clean because I'm a visual person, so I like that. So you can click which one you want. Display options, you can display information about who is currently typing a message. That's fine. You can display real names instead of usernames. So that can be handy if you want to see people's real names instead of their usernames. You can show the times in military time, 24-hour clock. And then display the color swatches next to the hexadecimal values. That's a coder thing. I just have it on the default setting. The emoji style, if you're into this, I didn't know this, but they have different emojis. So whichever one you want to prefer, there's the Apple or International style. I didn't know Google had one, but there you go. Twitter has one, and Emoji One has one. If you don't want any emojis, you can just do plain text. And then if anybody does a jumbo emoji, you can put that on there as well. For all the old schoolers, if you know how to do emojis via text, it will convert them, so there you go. And this last one's kind of important. I would leave these defaults set as they are. And what this means is, if somebody puts an inline media, like uploads a picture, or uploads some instructions, a lot of the team members may put instructions on there, you want that displayed. So please leave these checked as they are. Remember that if do not take any pictures in the hospital, especially of the kids. That's a HIPAA violation. So, we can use their first names or last names, but we want to keep their privacy as much as possible. This channel is private, so we do comply, but we want to make sure that we're not setting pictures of the kids up on Slack. Okay. The sidebar theme, this allows you to pick a color. So as you'll see over here, I have the purple, but you can pick any color. If I did the blue, that's what it would look like, but I like this kind of purple. You can also customize it if you are into that. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to really worry about the search. What this does is you can search or don't search these particular channels. Again, because you're only part of 1 or 2 channels, you don't have to worry about that. Mark as read, I would leave the default. Start where you left off. I wouldn't necessarily, well, you can play with those, but the default is always nice on this one. And then you can they tell you about shortcuts here. the marked channel is red, you can hit the escape key, shift escape. That's if you're a keyboard user. Accessibility, this allows you to, this was especially for coders, you can allow animated images or emojis, which are GIFs. So you can leave that clicked if you want. And then advanced, the input options, you can enable spell check, and even though I have this checked, I still don't see that I misspell. My mind goes much faster than my hands, so I'm not the best speller. I'll admit to that. And then show only autocomplete. I don't like autocomplete, so if you like it, go ahead and click on it. You won't have to worry about this third one because that's for coders. And then you can use the scroll key up and down to scroll through your typed history. Do not worry about download location. We don't have to worry about that. That's for somebody who has multiple computers, which coders do. Channel lists, I would just click all my channels because we're not on 20 channels. The other options here, you can play with this. I always like hitting the surprise me. There you go, surprise. Yay! These guys are great. Debugging options you don't have to worry about because we are not coders and this is not in our realm. Okay, so that is the advanced setting. So let's click out of that and then let's look at our next thing here. Let's see, when account settings, we did preferences, we talked about notifications, and where to find more help. So let's look at where to find more help. So if I go up here to, again, my name, and I click on it, and it'll say help and feedback. So they have the search the help center, or they talk about the popular topics here. So if you click on any one of these, like format message, it'll take you right to the help center. It's really great. And over here on the right, they'll talk about how to code blocks, block quotes, how to do lists. Really, really, really helpful. And then let's look at the next one here. Let's say if I don't see anything on, let's say I want to talk about notifications. So it will automatically how to set up Slack notifications, and will take you to the help. So this is a great resource. So if you ever get lost, please feel free to use the Slack Help Center. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email me at camille@hardtouch.org, and I will see you next time.